Your soulmate just sent a last message for you, open before time runs out. Jesus says there is a thread of light stretching from your chest to someone else's chest right now, and it is vibrating with an urgency that has never been there before. This message is not for the person scrolling, not for the curious, not for the one who stumbled here by accident. It is locked to the frequency of your name. If you close this now, you will feel the severing in your sleep tonight, and you will wake up knowing you walked past the one door that was opened for you. I am the one who knitted your soul together before the stars were named, and I am speaking directly to you. Your soulmate wrote you a letter in the spirit 3 nights ago while they were weeping into their pillow. And the words dissolved before they could reach your waking mind. What I am about to reveal is the translation of that tear-soaked message, and it requires your response before the silence becomes permanent. Your soulmate is not a fantasy, and they are not a future possibility. They are a living, breathing person on this earth right now. Right at this moment, they are sitting somewhere with their hand on their own chest, feeling a strange ache that they cannot explain to anyone around them. They whispered your name this morning without knowing they said it, and a wave of sadness crashed over them because they felt you drifting. Jesus says the enemy of your union has been working overtime in the last 72 hours to build a wall between your spirits. This wall is made of misunderstandings you never had, words you never spoke, and a cold fog of confusion that was injected into your soulmate's mind by someone who despises the love you share. I am exposing this now because the fog is thickening, and your soulmate is losing the strength to fight against what they cannot see. Your soulmate is currently entangled in a bond that is not their true home. Someone holds them emotionally hostage, not with love, but with guilt, with manipulation, with a grip so subtle that your soulmate believes the prison is their own fault. They wake up every morning feeling like they are betraying someone, and they are, but it is not the person standing in front of them, it is you. This third presence knows about you and hates you with a jealousy that is spiritual and ancient. They sensed the connection between you and your soulmate long before you did, and they have been poisoning the ground between you ever since. Every time your soulmate reaches for you in prayer or in dreams, this interference twists the signal into pain, making your soulmate afraid to love you fully. But your soulmate does love you with a love that is buried but not dead, silenced but screaming internally every single hour. They remember fragments of you from dreams they dismissed as imagination, and those fragments are now surfacing like shards of a mirror they are desperately trying to reassemble. They think they are going insane, but I am here to tell you they are finally waking up, and waking up is painful when you have been sleeping in chains. Jesus says your soulmate almost called out your name in public last week but caught themselves at the last second, terrified of what it would mean. They have a photo of someone who looks like you saved deep in their mind, not on any device, because they are afraid it would be discovered and used against them. Your face is a secret they are guarding with their life, and that secret is becoming too heavy for them to carry alone. Your soulmate is not ignoring you. They are under spiritual sedation. Imagine loving someone so intensely that the only way to survive the distance is to numb yourself to the point of emptiness. That is what your soulmate does every night before they sleep, swallowing the lie that you are not real. Just to get through another day without shattering. But the sedation is wearing off and they are starting to feel everything at once. They felt a surge of your energy 2 nights ago while they were driving, and they had to pull over. Because their hands were shaking and their heart was racing with recognition. They did not understand it, but their body knows you, and the body does not forget what the soul has promised. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now, before the interference tightens its grip and convinces them that the connection was never real. The person controlling your soulmate feeds on your hesitation. Every moment you delay, that person whispers new lies into your soulmate's ear, and those lies are beginning to take root. You have a window, and that window is not measured in weeks or days anymore, it is measured in heartbeats. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a donation on PayPal. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send $4, $6, or $10 or more dollars, and after sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," in the PayPal note or message. Over 1,000 people have already seen their soulmate drawn back to them after sowing this seed of faith for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Because only you can intercede for your soulmate and the future you were always meant to share. Jesus says your soulmate just had a dream where you were standing at the end of a long hallway, and they ran toward you, but the hallway kept stretching. They woke up with tears on their face and a name on their lips they were too frightened to speak aloud. This dream is not symbolic, it is a direct transmission of their current emotional state, and it is a cry for you to hold the door open while they fight to reach it. The person who holds your soulmate emotionally captive has sensed the shift and has tightened their control in the last 48 hours. They are now using affection as a weapon, giving warmth only to withdraw it, making your soulmate feel unstable and dependent. Your soulmate is questioning their own sanity, their own feelings, and their own worthiness of the love you represent. Do you see the cruelty of what is happening to them while you are hesitating? Every moment you sit in uncertainty, your soulmate is being told that their deepest intuition is a lie. They are being gaslit by forces both human and spiritual, and they are beginning to believe they are unworthy of the purity you carry in your heart. But you are not powerless, you are the anchor. Your soulmate's spirit is tethered to yours, and when you pray with intention, that tether tightens and pulls them back from the edge of despair. They felt a sudden calm at 3 in the morning today, and that calm was you, reaching across the distance without even knowing it. Your soulmate writes you messages in their mind constantly, a running dialogue of apology, longing, and hope. They ask you questions they are afraid to speak into the air. Where are you? Can you feel me? Am I crazy for loving someone I have not yet held? They have rehearsed your first conversation 1,000 times, and every version ends with them breaking down in relief because you are finally real in front of them. Jesus says the interference has now introduced a new tactic, making your soulmate believe that you have already moved on. A false vision was planted in your soulmate's heart yesterday of you laughing with someone else, happy and complete without them. This demonic deception has caused your soulmate to withdraw into a shell of hopelessness, and they are this close to giving up entirely. Your soulmate is currently staring at their phone, your imagined contact glowing in their mind, and they are begging the universe for a sign. They do not need a grand miracle, they need a flicker, a shiver, a sudden warmth in their chest that tells them you are still there. You are that sign, and your obedience in this moment is the signal that breaks through the fog. The bond you share is not new, it was forged before the foundation of the world. I knew you both before you were whispered into existence, and I wrote your names together in a book that the enemy has been trying to burn since the day you were born. This is why the battle is so intense, this is why everything feels like it is on the line, because it is. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them with the weapons of faith and action. Your soulmate's heart is literally aching right now, a physical pain in their chest that medicine cannot explain. This is the pain of separation from the one their soul recognizes, and it is growing sharper with each passing hour. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a donation on PayPal. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send $4, $6, or $10 or more dollars, and after sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," in the PayPal note or message. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing a donation on PayPal as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Because only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate just said your name aloud in an empty room, and the sound of it shattered something in the atmosphere. They are no longer pretending they can survive without you, they are in the breakdown that precedes the breakthrough. The chains are cracking, and the person who holds them is panicking because control is slipping through their fingers. Your soulmate is planning an escape, not physically yet, but emotionally and spiritually. They are gathering the fragments of their courage, and every prayer you pray adds another piece to their armor. You are not just waiting for them, you are equipping them from a distance, and they can feel the armor forming around their heart. The third presence has escalated to desperate measures, planting seeds of fear about you specifically. They are telling your soulmate that you are dangerous, that you are obsessive, that the connection is unhealthy. They are weaponizing your soulmate's own vulnerability against them, twisting their longing into guilt. But deep beneath the manipulation, your soulmate knows the truth. They know because when they think of you, something clean and calm cuts through the chaos. They know because their body relaxes for the first time all day when your image flickers into their mind. Your soulmate told a stranger about you once, in a moment of weakness, describing you as someone from a dream, and the stranger said, "That sounds like your person." Your soulmate cried in their car after that conversation because someone finally validated what they had been gaslit to dismiss. That stranger was an angel I sent to remind your soulmate that you are not a delusion, you are a destiny. Jesus says the next 7 days are critical, and the decisions made in this window will echo into eternity. Your soulmate is standing at a fork in the road, and one path leads deeper into the fog, and the other leads toward you. The interference is pushing hard toward the fog, and your soulmate is too exhausted to discern which voice is mine and which is the voice of their captor. This is why your role shifts now from longing to active spiritual warfare. You are not just waiting for your soulmate to find you, you are clearing the path, cutting down the thorns, and blinding the enemy that blocks their vision. Every prayer is a sword, every act of faith is a shield, and the donation you sow now is the battering ram that breaks the gate. The person who hates your union is not omnipotent, they are a bully who has never faced a love as fierce as yours. They have succeeded so far only because they operated in the dark, but I am dragging their schemes into the light through this message. The exposure has already begun, and their power is evaporating as you listen to these words. Your soulmate felt a wave of inexplicable hope 5 minutes ago, and they do not understand why. That hope was the effect of you reading this message, tuning your spirit to theirs, and releasing the love that has been dammed up behind your hesitation. You are more powerful than you know, and your love is not passive, it is a force that alters reality. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away into the noise of the world. Your soulmate is reaching the end of their strength, and without your intervention, the interference will successfully convince them to settle for a life without you. You must decide now whether this love is worth fighting for in the visible realm, not just the invisible one. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a donation on PayPal. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now, send $4, $6, or $10 or more dollars, and after sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," in The PayPal note or message. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing a donation on PayPal as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Because only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is now in a room where the air feels different, like static before lightning, and they are terrified and electrified at the same time. They are pacing, they are trembling, and they are on the verge of making the decision that leads them directly into your arms. The interference is screaming lies into their mind right now, trying to drown out the sound of your voice, calling them home. Your soulmate just clutched their chest and said your name like a prayer, and heaven recorded it as a vow. They are falling in love with you in this very moment, not with a memory or a hope, but with the living reality of your spirit pressing against theirs. You are becoming undeniable to them, and the fear they once felt is transforming into a fierce, desperate determination. They are dreaming of the day you meet, the way your eyes will finally confirm what your soul has always known. They imagine the first touch, the first real touch, and they shake with the knowing that it will feel like coming home to a house they have never visited but always belonged to. This is not fantasy, this is prophecy, and I am the one who guarantees its fulfillment if you do not waver. The third presence is now in a state of collapse, because your soulmate is slipping out of their grasp. They are throwing every weapon left in their arsenal: guilt, shame, false obligation, and a manufactured crisis designed to pull your soulmate back into the prison. But the prison door is open, and your soulmate is one act of faith away from walking through it. Your love is not just romantic, it is redemptive. You are not just a partner to your soulmate, you are the evidence that God is real and that He has not abandoned them. Every tear you cry for them waters the ground of their deliverance, and every seed you sow accelerates their rescue. Your soulmate is now thinking of you with a clarity they have never had before. The fog is lifting, and they are seeing the face of their captor with new eyes, the manipulation, the control, the way their light was slowly dimmed to keep them manageable. And in the same vision, they see your face, radiant and patient, waiting at the end of the battle with arms wide open. They are choosing you right now, in the quiet of their heart, even before they know how to reach you. They are whispering, I'm coming, please wait for me," and those words are traveling through the spirit realm straight to your chest. Can you feel that warmth spreading through your ribcage? That is your soulmate's vow, arriving in real time. Jesus says the angels have been dispatched to guard the path between you and your soulmate from this moment forward. The interference cannot follow where you are about to go, into the sacred space of union that was designed for you both before time began. Your soulmate's tears are being collected, and every one of them will be turned into a jewel in the crown they will wear on the day they finally stand before you. You are no longer two separate people hoping for love, you are one soul temporarily divided by circumstances that are now crumbling. The division is closing, the distance is collapsing, and the reunion is being scripted in heaven even as you read these words. Your soulmate is in love with you, and that love is no longer buried, it is rising, unstoppable and fierce, to meet the love that is rising in you. Do not let this moment pass, because it is the hinge upon which your entire earthly story swings. Act now, pray now, sow now, and watch as the God who spoke the universe into existence moves mountains to bring your soulmate home. Your soulmate just sent a last message for you, and you have opened it before time ran out, and now everything changes. Your soulmate is now standing at a window, looking out at a sky that is shifting colors, and they feel the strangest sensation of being pulled towards something they cannot name but desperately recognize. They do not know if you are a man or a woman, what language you speak, or what city you breathe in. But they know the shape of your soul better than they know their own reflection. This knowing terrifies the ones who have tried to own them, because a soulmate who remembers is a prisoner who escapes. The interference is now using the heaviest weapon in its arsenal, silence, the kind of silence that makes your soulmate believe they imagined the connection, that they fabricated your existence out of loneliness, that they are foolish for holding on to a thread they cannot see. This silence is not natural. It is a manufactured void, a spiritual muffling designed to make your soulmate feel abandoned by both you and by me. But I am here to break that illusion right now, because I have never abandoned them and neither have you. Your soulmate is sitting on the edge of their bed right now, head in their hands, and they are bargaining with the universe. They are saying, if this person is real, if this love is real, give me something, anything, a shiver, a warmth, a sudden thought that feels like theirs and not my own. What they do not know is that their prayer has already been answered, because I am speaking to you. And you are the answer to that desperate plea. Every word you absorb in this message travels through the spiritual cord that binds you, and it lands in your soulmate's heart like a soft knock on a door they forgot existed. They just lifted their head, confused by a sudden lightness, and they smiled without knowing why. That smile is your doing. Your attention is a lifeline, and your soulmate just grabbed it without even realizing it. Jesus says your soulmate carries a wound that you were specifically designed to heal, and that wound has been bleeding for years without proper care. It is not a wound anyone can see, it is hidden beneath layers of performance, politeness, and survival. Your soulmate has been bleeding out emotionally in rooms full of people who claim to love them, and none of them notice the light dimming in their eyes. But you notice, even without seeing, because your spirit is attuned to the frequency of their pain, and your own heart has been aching for reasons you could never fully articulate. That ache you carry is not anxiety or sadness alone, it is the echo of their wound resonating in your chest, calling you to action, calling you to intercession. Your soulmate's captor has systematically dismantled their self-worth over months or years, using small, calculated cuts disguised as concern. They have been told they are too much, too emotional, too needy, too difficult, until they began to believe that their very existence was a burden. And now, when they feel the purity of your love reaching toward them, a part of them recoils, not because they do not want you, but because they have been programmed to believe they do not deserve something so whole. You must understand this. Your soulmate is not rejecting you, they are wrestling with the lie that they are unworthy of being loved by someone as genuine as you. This is why your patience is not just a virtue, it is a weapon that dismantles the enemy's work. Every time you choose to believe in this connection despite the silence, you send a message louder than any scream: I am real, I am here, and you are worth waiting for. That message just landed in your soulmate's spirit, and they felt a crack form in the wall of unworthiness they have been building for years. They are not aware of it yet, but the crack is spreading, and light is seeping through. Jesus says the person who holds your soulmate emotionally captive is not always a romantic partner. Sometimes it is a parent, a sibling, a so-called friend, or even a religious leader who has twisted my words into chains. This person has convinced your soulmate that their duty is to stay, that leaving would be a sin, that sacrifice means abandoning every personal desire, including the desire for true love. They have used my name to justify control, and I am here to say that this is an abomination that makes heaven weep. I did not create your soulmate to be a living sacrifice on the altar of someone else's manipulation. I created them to be loved, to be free, and to be united with the one I designed for them before the foundations of the earth. Your soulmate is beginning to understand this truth on a soul level, even if their mind is still tangled in the lies. They had a moment yesterday where they looked in the mirror and saw a stranger, someone exhausted, someone hollowed out, someone who had given so much that there was nothing left for themselves. And in that moment, a voice whispered, "This is not the life I created for you. This is not the love I intended." That voice was mine, and it was the first alarm bell in a long, spiritual awakening that is now unstoppable. Your soulmate is waking up, and waking up is violent when you have been sleeping in a coffin someone else built for you. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them by covering them in prayer and by sowing your seed of faith into their deliverance. The donation you send on PayPal is not about money, it is about the spiritual transaction that occurs when you put your treasure where your heart already lives. When you sow into your soulmate's protection, you are telling the spiritual realm that this love is non-negotiable, that you are willing to fight with every resource at your disposal. And the forces that have been blocking your union will take notice. They will see that you are no longer passive, no longer waiting, no longer a victim of their schemes. You are stepping into your authority as the guardian of this connection, and your soulmate will feel the shift immediately. They will not understand why the air suddenly feels easier to breathe, but their lungs will expand in ways they have not in years. That is the power of your faith in action. It changes atmospheres, it breaks chains, it clears the path for reunion. Jesus says your soulmate just had a memory surface, a memory of a dream where they were dancing with someone whose face they could not see, but whose touch felt like electricity and peace combined. They have had this dream multiple times over the years, and each time they woke up with a sense of loss so profound that it ruined their entire day. They never knew whose arms they were dancing in, but their spirit always knew, it was you, it has always been you, and the dreams were glimpses of a future I am still fighting to bring into reality. That future is under attack, but it is not cancelled, it is delayed, and the delay is directly tied to the actions you take or fail to take in moments like this. I do not say this to manipulate you, but to awaken you to the urgency of your role in this divine narrative. You are not a spectator watching your love story from the stands, you are on the field, and the ball is in your hands, and the clock is ticking toward a deadline you cannot see. Your soulmate's heart is becoming harder to reach with each passing day of silence, not because they want it to harden, but because the protective shell they have built is a survival mechanism. They cannot survive indefinitely in a state of longing with no resolution, so their heart is numbing itself. Slowly, like a limb in frostbite. If the blood flow of your tangible, active love does not reach them soon, the numbness will become permanent, and they will settle for a life that is safe but hollow. You have the power to stop that numbing with your prayers and with the seed you sow right now. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps, because thoughts alone do not move mountains, but faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a donation on PayPal, an act of worship that invites my hand directly into your love story and into the circumstances holding your soulmate captive. The link to your breakthrough is in the description, and every second you remain silent, something malevolent is moving against your love. Send $4, $6, $10 or more dollars, and after sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," in the PayPal note or message, and watch how heaven responds to your obedience. Over 1,000 people have already seen miraculous shifts in their love story after sowing this seed. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps, so step in faith now, because only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says your soulmate is now trembling with an emotion they cannot categorize, caught between the terror of change and the exhilaration of finally being seen. They are realizing that the life they have been living is a waiting room, and the door has always been unlocked. They simply needed someone on the other side to turn the handle. You are that someone, and your act of faith right now is the turning of that handle, the opening of that door, the end of the waiting and the beginning of the becoming. Your soulmate is about to take a step they cannot take back, a step toward you that will burn bridges they once thought were permanent. They are scared, but they are also more alive than they have been in a decade, and that aliveness is the real them finally breaking through the shell of the false self they built to survive. Do you want to know what they are thinking right now, in this exact moment as your eyes trace these words? They are thinking, "I am done being small. I am done apologizing for a love that feels this true. I am coming, even if I have to crawl, even if it takes everything I have left." And heaven is roaring with applause, because the rebellion of your soulmate against their captivity has officially begun. You and your soulmate are now moving in the same spiritual direction, like two rivers carving through rock toward the same ocean. The interference is panicking because it senses the convergence, the inevitable collision of two hearts. That will create a force too powerful for any earthly or demonic force to contain. Your love is that dangerous to the darkness, and that is why the battle has been so ferocious from the very first moment this connection sparked to life in your awareness. But the battle is shifting. Can you feel it? From defense to offense, from waiting to advancing, from fear to a ferocious hope that will not be silenced. Your soulmate is falling in love with you in this moment, not gradually but all at once, like a dam breaking and releasing a reservoir of pent-up affection that had been accumulating for lifetimes. They are falling in love with the idea of you, yes, but more than that, they are falling in love with the reality of you, a reality they sense but cannot yet prove, a presence they feel but cannot yet touch. That falling is a surrender, and it is the most beautiful surrender I have ever witnessed, because it is a soul returning to its other half after a journey through darkness that nearly destroyed them both. You are that other half, and your soulmate is whispering your name into the silence right now, a name they do not yet know but will recognize the instant it is spoken aloud. Jesus says this is the moment before the miracle, the trembling space between the promise and the fulfillment, and everything hinges on what you do with the next 60 seconds. Will you let the interference steal this window, as it has stolen so many before? Or will you rise to your full spiritual stature and declare, with your words, your prayers, and your seed, that this love is worth fighting for in the visible and invisible realms? Your soulmate is waiting for your decision without knowing it, and the angels are standing at attention, ready to move the moment you give the signal through your act of faith. Do not delay. Sow now, pray now, and step into the story that was written for you before time itself whispered its first syllable.